In this video, I'll show you how to make edits to an invoice, how to prepare an invoice with multiple items, and how to add a new item as and when you're preparing an invoice. We'll go to Sales Invoices, pick up a random invoice to edit. So open this Bill's Windsurf Shop. So remember, I'm working with the test drive company. The screens will not be the same as when you work on the test drive company. So in here, you can pretty much make edits to any of the fields in the invoice. See, I want to say change the quantity to 4, and I want to say change the quantity to 3. You can make edits to the date. You can make edits to the customer. Edits to an invoice are appropriate only when you have not sent the invoice yet to the customer. Once an invoice has been sent to a customer, you do not make edits to the invoice in your books. The way to address that is through a credit memo, and that we will discuss later. And we will close out of this. And now we will prepare an invoice with multiple items. I will use the memo on page 158 of your textbook, where we prepare an invoice for Amy's Bird Sanctuary for 5 hours of custom design, 5 hours of concrete pouring, and 5 hours to install the fountain. So once I click on the customer, all the address, email, terms are populated. Make sure I change the dates to what is given in the memo, which is 1/1/17. So the due date is 1/31. So what you see here is something which you'll only see in the test drive company. This is billable time. What this means is this is the number of hours an employee has spent working for a particular customer. So this employee has spent 5 hours doing custom design for Amy's Bird Sanctuary. This is driven by timesheets submitted by the employee. Not come to timesheets yet in our trial version, so you're not going to see this in the trial version. So you can add this straight to the invoice. And so this gets populated here. Custom design 5 hours at the rate of 75. And then next step is to include the concrete. Again, 5 hours. And the rate is 75. And the third item is fountain installation, which is not here in this list. So we will create the item, click on that, check out the tax thing. So uncheck the tax because we're not going to charge taxes. Fountain installation, click on add new. So ask you if you want to add an inventory product or a service or a non-inventory product. Fountain installation is a service, so you click on service and enter the name. Then you can say category of design, fountains, and then I will add fountain installation again here. And so the sale price or the rate is going to be 75. This is very important to make sure it's linked to an income account. This is how the P&L captures the income. And then we are going to uncheck the taxable box here and then save and close. So now we selected the fountain installation here, and this is at the rate of 75 for 5 hours. So you've created an invoice with multiple items now, and then now you can save and close. So if you go back to the journal for the invoice that we just created, So go down to My Accountant. Click on Journal. And then change the dates here to 1/1/17. So here is the invoice that we just created. If you look at it here, so the accounts that are impacted. So accounts receivable, which is debit, and then credit, design income. So design services income 375, and then credit landscaping services income another 375, and credit services fountain installation income another 375. So this is how you should analyze the journal entry after you do each and every transaction.